In the last chapter, we have already discussed the parameters for shelves, where we can define a grid and automatically set the shelves in the correct grid. Now let's take a look at a few more design parameters. By design parameters, we ultimately mean all the parameters that we can enter directly here, without having to click into the details. It is important here that we have the ability to define different distances in the respective segments. Here, it is crucial that we have the possibility in the respective segments to, for example, define different distances, meaning that if we enter a distance of 200 in the top segment, then we would have a distance of 200 here, and the rest is evenly distributed. We can measure this again by taking the center point here, and we can now take this center point here, align it upwards, and then we would have, if we go back there again, a value of 200 millimeters. So this is the segmentation. Of course, we can also set the last value to 200, and then the midpoint will always be calculated, meaning that we always need a placeholder with 0 or a dash. If we enter 0 in general, then all segments will be equally distributed. So we have the ability to define different segment widths in each segment. We can also see these hyphens here, which create an equal distribution. If we simply measure it, we have 475 here, and also in the middle segment 475, and also on the right side. However, if we now define an equal sign in one segment, meaning, let's put an equal sign here, confirming it with enter, then equal front widths will be generated. I'll do the same in the segment above it, and now let's take a look at it in the 2D plan view, and measure the distance again. So let's simply click here, and we now have a dimension of 493.5 millimeters for the joint, and also 493 in the middle segment, and on the right side as well. However, if we now change the direction in one segment, the recommendation here is to use an L instead of an arrow here, and indicate that it is a capital/lowercase l, and then the L letter will automatically be transformed into a corresponding checkmark. Now, let's say we want to change the handles in the front view. To do that, we go into the segment and select an angle of 90 degrees here, and besides, we have the handle position in the top right. Here, instead of O, we could use M for right middle, left middle, and LM again. If I were to change the stop direction now, the recommendation is to use an L instead of an arrow, so here we simply say that it is an L, a capital/lowercase l, and then it will automatically be converted to a corresponding checkmark. Thus, it is possible to easily achieve equal front widths or equal light dimensions. In the front view, we can also change it. To do that, we go into the segment and select a 90-degree angle here, and in addition, we have the handle position in the top right. Instead of O, we could use M for right middle, left middle, and again left middle. If I were to change the stop direction now, the recommendation is to use an L instead of an arrow. So, here we could say it is an L, a capital/lowercase l, and then it will be converted into the needed checkmark. If I were to change the stop direction now, the recommendation is that we simply indicate it as an L, any L, instead of an arrow, and then it will directly be converted. And also here, we have the option to change the stop direction.